I just recently completed this really cool benchtop mortising jig. Now this is a project we ran in eNotes at the woodsmithstore.com. We provided a project plan that has all the dimensions and everything you need to build this project yourself. One of the biggest questions we had was a hardware kit. Well, you're in luck because we've got a kit for you. For those of you who haven't seen the jig yet, make sure and go to the eNotes library and check it out. For those of you who are familiar with the jig, we've made a few upgrades and modifications. The first modification are these nice rubber-coated knobs for the Platen. It makes it much easier to adjust back and forth. We also added some rubber-coated knobs to the stops, and one of my favorite upgrades are these tall fence knobs. The nice thing about these knobs is that they stick up above the Destaco clamps. Now all these upgrades are on the new plans and also in the kit. So let's take a closer look at the hardware kit itself. The jig consists of three main assemblies. There's the upright, the fence assembly, and the Platen. All of these have their own set of parts. Let's talk about the upright real quick. We've got 5 holes on each side, and that allows the fence to be adjusted side to side, but also allows the fence to rotate 90 degrees for both vertical and horizontal cuts. Behind all those holes are a series of T-nuts. So the kit includes 10 3/8" T-nuts. The kit also includes all the assembly screws to glue and screw the upright together. So the next part of the kit is the fence assembly. And the fence integrates a couple of Destaco clamps which hold the workpieces down so you can route all your mortises. So we've included 2 complete Destaco clamps, but we've made a slight adjustment to those clamps. We've removed the top nut and then added a nylon flat washer and a wing nut, and that allows you to adjust for different stock thicknesses. On top of that, we also have a complete set of screws to mount the clamps. The next part that I really like are these tall fence clamps. So we've also included 2 tall fence knobs, along with some all-thread rod, which gets epoxied into those knobs, and 2 flat washers to mount the fence. So this brings us to the Platen on top. First, the Platen itself adjusts back and forth. So we've got a couple of really nice rubber-coated star knobs on top. The kit includes 2 of those knobs, along with a couple carriage bolts that go up through, and then a couple flat washers that sit underneath the knobs. The next part of the Platen are these adjustable stops. These set the length of your mortise. So each stop integrates a piece of all-thread rod, a T-nut, a washer, a thumb nut, and a nice rubber-coated knob on the end. The kit includes enough for 2 adjustable stops. It includes 2 all-thread rods, the rubber knobs, which get epoxied to the end of the all-thread, a couple of flat washers, 2 T-nuts, and then these tall wing nuts that we call thumb nuts. And the nice thing about those is it actually helps lock that stop in place. The last part of the Platen are these 2 scales. One of them helps you set the length of the mortise, and the other one helps you set the stock thickness. In the original version, we suggested that you have these engraved. In the end, that's a pretty expensive way to do it, so the kit includes a complete DIY solution. We start with an aluminum plate, and then we also have these pre-printed labels. On top of that, we've got the screws and everything you need to mount the labels in place. There's also a complete video that shows you step by step on how to make these labels. On top of that, we've updated the drawings, which includes exploded views, parts views with all the dimensions, a bill of materials, and a complete supply list. And as a bonus, we've come up with a set of step-by-step instructions. Everything you need to build one of these great benchtop mortising jigs. All of this only from the woodsmithstore.com.